Hey there, this is Vale's Winky Face back with another Tome Tips video. Sorry that it's been a little while since our last one, but today we're back with a special one focusing on the Haunted by Daylight special event Tome page 1. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, from the main menu here, you're going to want to navigate to the archives. And from there, you're going to want to go up to this Haunted by Daylight tab. As of right now, only the first page is available. The second page isn't going to release for another 3 days. With this tome page, there are both master challenges, regular challenges, and community challenges, so we'll touch base on each of them. Okay, starting here is the prologue. This is where we all start, and from there you can go either killer side or survivor side. As usual with these tome pages, you can complete the page by getting to the epilogue by only playing either killer or survivor. However, if you want all of the rewards that are available on this page, you're going to have to play both killer and survivor. Let's start up top with the killer side. Void Vicious. Killer Challenge. Transfer a total of 15 void energy into unstable rifts. Now, void energy and unstable rifts are a new mechanic that has come with this Haunted by Daylight event. As killer, the way that you earn void energy is by downing, injuring, and hooking survivors. Now, do be careful, because if you get stunned, either by a survivor wiggling out of your grasp, a pallet stun, a head-on stun, anything like that, you will lose void energy that you have. You can also transfer void energy as you get it. You can only carry up to a maximum of 15 with you at a time, and then transfer that all at once. And as long as you're running the Haunted by Daylight offering, it'll show you where a unstable rift is. But if you have like 10 void energy sitting in your inventory and you don't want to lose it and you walk by an unstable rift, you can go ahead and transfer that before you get to the 15. And it is transfer a total, so you can do this over multiple games, although it's relatively easy to earn the void energy. Bloody Good. Killer Challenge. Hit a survivor with your weapon 8 times. This is with your weapon, so no special attacks, no Blight Lethal Rush, no Legion, Feral Frenzy. It's basic M1 attacks. If you want to ensure this, you can stick to killers that only have basic M1 attacks, such as like Michael Myers, The Shape, Ghostface, Nurse is technically only an M1 killer. So those type of killers that have only basic attacks and don't have special attacks. And again, it's a basic challenge. It's not something that needs to be completed within one. All right, Reverent. Killer Challenge. Sacrifice 2 survivors to the entity. Again, this can be done over 2 separate games, and it does have to be a sacrifice, not necessarily a kill by your hand. So killing a survivor through a Mori or a mini Mori with like Pyramid Head most likely won't count. I didn't test this one, but typically if it says sacrifice, those don't count. So you want to do a basic. The survivor dies on the hook. Also, bleeding out doesn't count as well. That's like also kind of a mini Mori version. So it has to be sacrificed on a hook. And if you complete this challenge, you do get this Hag cosmetic, Foul Scales. The smell alone was nearly enough to kill. It's actually kind of cool looking. It's a fishy, basically. So definitely take a look at that. All right, Scrapyard Killer Challenge. Damage 5 generators. Pretty straightforward. Just kick 5 generators. Don't run like Ruin or too many perks that start regression on gens by themselves, such as like Pain Resonance or Scourge Hook Pain Resonance, because then you won't be able to kick a gen that is already being damaged. If you want, you can bring like Brutal Strength to kick them faster, but this is a pretty easy challenge to complete in one trial. You couldn't even farm it if you really want to. Arcane Devotion. Hook 3 survivors on esoteric hooks. Esoteric hooks appear during the Haunted by Daylight event. There's really nothing special about it. These hooks are, as long as you are bringing the event offering with your killer, I think, and they might even spawn without it. I haven't, because I've been making sure that I bring the event offering every time. The Arcane Dowsing Rod. Just hook survivors doesn't have to be different survivors, and it doesn't have to be all in one challenge or one trial. So again, hooking, not caging with Pyramid Head, not mooring or tombstone mooring with Michael Myers. It does have to be hooking and not bleeding out on the ground. And Hefty Deposit Challenge. So this one can be completed by both killer or survivor. Transferred 10 void energy or more into a single unstable rift. Now, like when I said before, you don't have to transfer all 15 void energy at the same time. You can transfer less than that. For this one, you do have to make sure you're transferring at least 10 void energy at one point. So just keep an eye on the bottom right corner of where it's keeping track of your void energy, and don't transfer with only 3 and think that you are making progress towards this. And that would bring you to the epilogue if you took that track. Let's take a look. Before we look at these ones in the middle, let's go ahead and do the survivor ones on the bottom. Void Virtuous Survivor Challenge. Transfer a total of 15 void energy into unstable rifts. Same thing as what I did with Killer, it's just you have to do it on the survivor side this time. Generosity Survivor Challenge. Heal a total of 2 health states of other survivors. One of the ways that you can do this is bringing like the perk Empathy from, which is a teachable from Claudette, that lets you see where injured survivors are. I would recommend against bringing Boone Circle of Healing, because that allows your fellow survivors to heal themselves. So you could also bring the common perk Will Make It, so whenever you unhook someone, you can heal someone really fast. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways, and it does have to be other survivors. So bringing a med kit or self-care to heal yourself will not count for this one. Craft Times Over Survivor Challenge. Cleanse 2 totems. For every map, every trial, 5 totems appear on the map. If there are hex totems, they do take longer to cleanse, but a dull totem, you can help if you're not really familiar with where they spawn, you can use perks such as the common perk Small Game, which will give you an audio cue whenever you're near a totem. There's also Counterforce from which is a teachable from Jill, that whenever you cleanse a dull totem, it will show you, or cleanse a totem, doesn't have to be dull, it'll show you where the furthest away totem from you is. There's also Detective's Hunch from Detective Tap, which will show you generators. It shows you generators, chests, totems, and some other things whenever a generator is completed. If you complete this Craft Times Over challenge, you will have access to collect this cosmetic for Kate. This is a shirt cosmetic, straw fringe top, Tricks and Treats. It got a little itchy, but it was worth it for the prank. It's very cute. I actually did a cosplay for this in some of the footage that you're seeing, so I hope you enjoy it. All right, Enigmatic Light Survivor Challenge. Finish repairing 2 esoteric generators. Esoteric generators appear during the Haunted by Daylight event. Similar to where you have to hook on the esoteric hooks as Killer, pretty much all of the generators are esoteric generators. You can see there's a different topper on the generator than what would typically be on the generators, and you just have to be on the generator when it is completed. You don't have to be on it the entire time, and this is not something that needs to be completed within one match. So if you end up getting like chased for most of one match and you're barely able to touch a generator, that's okay, because you can go on the next one too. Liberator Survivor Challenge. Unhook 2 survivors, must unhook them safely. Now, something new with this tome tips that haven't been in the other videos is that survivors now have a base kit endurance, and haste effect whenever they're unhooked or they unhook themselves. It's like a base kit borrowed time. And borrowed time is a perk that is a teachable from Bill Overbeck. We've talked about that perk a lot. Now that survivors have 10 seconds base kit borrowed time, these types of challenges are a lot easier. However, if you want to be really, really safe, you could also bring perks such as Guardian, which protects the survivor that you unhook, or borrowed time. Borrowed time is still does the same thing it did before. However, it extends the amount of time, so they really have a long time that they're safe from a killer attack. All right, then we just have a couple here in the middle. Master Challenge. This can be completed by playing either killer or survivor, and since it's a master challenge, it does have to be completed within one trial. Earn 4 emblems of bronze quality or better. Complete this challenge in a single trial. Now, today is the 16th. That means a grade reset was just 3 days ago. If you have not ranked up or grade up your character, either killer or survivor, too much yet, this will be relatively easy to do. Just make sure you're kind of splitting up your time on survivor by doing gens, getting chased by the killer, rescuing your teammates, healing, and bronze quality is relatively easy to get when you're at the low grades, and it did get reset on the 13th, so hopefully you're able to get this without too much of a struggle. Then we have 2 community challenges. Let's do this top one first. Community Squash Challenge. Smash 50,000 pumpkins. Pumpkins appear during the Haunted by Daylight event. Now, pumpkins have appeared in previous Halloween events, and similar to before, they have a trick. Some pumpkins have either a trick or treat effect. If it's a trick effect, it actually slows you down. If it's a treat effect, it will speed you up and give you haste for a little while. So as you can see, there's both the communal progress and personal progress. The community progress has already been completed. We already did 50,000 pumpkins. However, if you have not contributed your own personal progress, even if the community challenge has been completed, you still need to do your personal 2 pumpkins before you can collect the reward that comes from this, which is a charm called Meg Crow, which is it's pretty cute, and it can only be used on killer hooks, and it's like a little scarecrow of Meg. The other community challenge is Community Humble Deposit. With the community, transfer 5 void energy or more into a single unstable rift 50,000 times. Again, this community challenge has already been completed by the community, but again, also, you need to complete your personal contribution or progress before you can collect the reward. We've talked about the void energy quite a bit already, so make sure you're transferring at least 5 void energy at once. Don't transfer 3 and then another 3. That won't count. You have to have at least 5 at once that you're transferring into an unstable rift. And if you complete this one, you'll have access to another event charm. It's called Lil Monster, little like Frankenstein's monster looking charm. Where did they get the tiny body parts to build him? Very, very cute, and it can only be used on the survivors. Now, if you do reach the epilogue, that means you get an extra 10 rift fragments. The rift that's currently going on is really nice. They even have a deep rift with extra tiers of rewards. And this charm, an event charm, Creepy Corn. Take a bite of it before it takes a bite of you. And so I don't know, I know there's some people feel strongly about candy corn and some others don't. But he definitely is a creepy little candy corn. Alright, thank you so much for tuning in for another Tome Tips video. As always, if you enjoyed the content, be sure to leave a like or even subscribe to the channel. I promise I'll be a little bit more consistent with uploading, and if you want to catch a live stream, feel free to find me over at twitch.tv/BalesWinkyface. Thank you, have a great day.